She's just shy, can't you tell? Maybe not used to gentlemen approaching her. Don't worry, you're in good hands, little girl.
Dude, that is a horrifying thing that you've just said.
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead, look it up. Thanks so much. We just dropped our first anime intro song over on Spotify. You could check that out in the pinned comment. Consider it my Christmas gift to you, and also this video, or Moby Vic, if that's what you watched. Or the nice guy causing trouble for Zuck thing that was also thrown in there. But yeah, I'm going back to basics today. Some good old one-off Neckbeard stories. I hope they'll be gross and terrible, and there's only one way to find out. So join me, won't you, friends? Let's get into it. My Neckbeard Roommate by Haunts Gaming, who's also been active in my own subreddit, r/ReddX Reads. Thank you very much for that. Let's see what OP has to say here. A disclaimer and a little background before we get into this. First off, I've been strictly listening to stories on this sub via videos from ReddX and the like. Oh, name drop, I love it. So apologies if the formatting is off. I don't know how the formatting's supposed to be like here, so hopefully it's at least cohesive. I mean, punctuation, paragraphs, that's basically all I can ask for at this point. Since October of last year, I've been at Job Corps. Oh, didn't we have a Neckbeard story thing that was very Job Corps related? I think it's the Fat Cat Girls video, like one of the first ones we ever made. I guess that just goes to show I've always been like sort of mean to OPs when they deserve it. But I don't think Hans Game is gonna deserve it. It's gonna be fine.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So Job Corps, for those who might not know, is effectively an American government-run trade school. At Job Corps, we live in dorms with up to 4 people per room. This tale is about my neckbeard of a roommate who we'll call Frank. And my other roommates, Peter and Mike, are also involved, but obviously not on the neckbeard side of things. Wouldn't it be funny if I called Frank, Peter, and Mike different FPM names for the rest of the story? It's too confusing. Not gonna do it. Why terrorize the listener in such a way? Alright, continuing on. Our story begins a year ago, when I first arrived at Job Corps. Mike and Frank had been living in the room for a month or so at that point, and I was coming in with another roommate who simply didn't last very long. Why? Do they take you out back and show you the rabbits? What's going on there?
Rabbits. And I get the tender rabbits.
Sorry, son, you're not up to snuff.
OP says, as I'm unpacking my stuff, getting myself settled, the very first thing Frank says to me is,
If you need to jerk it, do it in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. I didn't plan on doing my business in that room with 3 other guys anyway, but noted, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta clean the pipes out. I don't know what you want from me. There's some buildup in there and it makes my mind crazy.
Okay, yeah. Bathroom sounds good. Have fun. Clean up after. Now all I can imagine is Frank's big hairy ass sitting down on the toilet seat, slip sliding around because he's been in there polishing the bishop for 30 plus minutes. He's sweaty. Frank is a sweaty man. You don't have to tell me in order for me to know that. Alright. Obi says I didn't have to deal with Frank too much after that until our winter break, because due to a COVID outbreak on our campus, I had been stuck in a quarantine dorm for the entire month of November. Holy God. When we did come back from break in January, however, shit immediately started hitting the fan. The worldwide pandemic wasn't shit hitting the fan. Okay. I probably would have liked the quarantine dorm. They're like, okay, stay in here by yourself and don't go anywhere. I'm like, all right, cool. I can do it. Do you have an internet connection and or books of some kind? Maybe some emulators? I can occupy myself forever. You have no idea. Whatever, anyway, a lot of tangents. all my roommates have known for the entire time I've been at Job Corps that I have a girlfriend waiting for me at home. Unfortunately, Frank decided to use that fact to continually make disgusting comments about both her and myself. Here's a few examples.
Imagine a big black man banging your girl. How are you ever gonna keep your girl from other men if you don't know how to fight? Just think of me pounding the crap out of her right in front of you.
I mean, there's really only one good way to learn how to fight, and that is to get in a fight. And those sound like fighting words to me. The first time I ever threw a punch, I'd never thrown a punch before, but I was angry. I felt the need for retribution. That girl can't be the love of your life, man. If you're not willing to swing on a dude for her, then forget it. The way he said it, quite uncouth, yes. But, I mean, the point does stand. At least for that second point. I'm not advocating the first or third point in any way whatsoever. Unless OP let it slip that he was into, like, cuckoldry. In which case, I don't know. You do you, dude.
Ugh, keep your fetish away from me!
Obviously he's not. I'm just being mean again. OP continues. And all of that was just the tip of the iceberg. If I were to type everything he ever said involving her, we'd be here all day. And I would get pissed off all over again, so we're just gonna move on. It sounds like you have some issues that need to be dealt with regarding that. I mean, I don't know what your relationship is to this girl currently, but considering the fact that you'd still get angry over it, I mean, yeah, something that might need to be dealt with at some point. We can move on, but he's still living rent-free in your head, and I just want you to know that. We need to put this whole thing to bed, and hopefully this video helps in some way. So there were some out-of-pocket comments that he would make all the time as well. In the single most common example, Peter or myself would be getting some gamer rage yelling "motherfucker" at our screens, and every single time, Frank, witty as ever, would respond with,
"Would it, fatherfucker, be more insulting?"
Wow, clever. Yeah, man, that was funny the first time or two. But why don't you go ahead and say it another 1,000 times? Maybe by number 2,000, it'll be funny again.
Yeah, I doubt it. Those synapses have burned out long ago.
Although, maybe that offends Frank in some sort of way. And he wants to, like, prevent it without directly preventing it, you know? Without having a conversation about it. Now there's a theory I couldn't care less about. The next issue was the lights. Frank seemed to have complete control over the lighting situation in our room. Wake up in the morning, he's turning on the harsh fluorescent lights. I think he thought he was helping us wake up for class, but all he was achieving was pissing us off every single morning. Yeah, I'm sorry we don't have a dimmer switch at Job Corps, OP. You do have to get up, right? I'm sorry he had to be the bad guy, I guess. After class, maybe you want some natural sunlight in the room. No. Frank shuts the blinds under the guise of,
"Everyone can see our dicks otherwise."
There's 4 guys swinging around our pork, so it's no big deal. Never mind the fact that not a single one of us has ever had our dicks out in plain view while in the room, but whatever. It's so funny. Past that, the rest of the day it is pitch black in our room. You can imagine that being a royal pain for someone like me who needs to study for tests and is DMing a D&D campaign to prepare for every week and likes to build Magic the Gathering decks, almost all of which requires light in some form. I'm mystified as to how this is just allowed. You're like, okay, I guess we'll live in the pitch black.
Close the door, the moonlight burns!
No, hey Frank, buddy, could you turn the fucking lights on? It sounded like I asked you, but actually I'm telling you. Now I'm telling you a second time, turn the lights on. And then the third time, you gotta go down there and punch him, you know? Just, that's the escalation of events. And then you get to live in the light for as long as you want. Night man is become day man.
Day man, fighter of the night man,
OP continues. Next was the thievery. Is Frank just like a really big dude and everybody's intimidated or what? Okay, whatever, I'm gonna let you finish. OP says we didn't notice it at first, but Frank had really sticky fingers.
Yeah, 'cause he's been jerking it in the bathroom.
The first time I noticed I had left my soap and shampoo in the communal shower, I went back to grab them when I realized that they were gone. Okay, whatever. I needed to switch up my products anyways, so I go and buy some new shampoo and soap, and 2 days later, lo and behold, I see Frank heading for the shower with my bottles that I had left in his hand. Don't let yourself get punked right now, OP. That's all I'm saying. Like, as soon as the bottles went missing, you know, go do some detective work. This becomes a matter of pride, and he's gonna keep stealing from you because he thinks he could steal from you. So, it's time to nut up or shut up, you know? Soon as you see them shits in his hand, you walk over and go, you know that's how people get punched in the mouth, right? Boom! And you take them back. And now you got a couple bottles. You're set for the month. Also, guaranteed Frank ain't gonna try that again. Alternatively, you could try using your human words. But I don't know, Frank doesn't seem all that adept at human words, so... OP says, I knew for a fact that those bottles were mine, because I had never seen him, nor anyone else in our dorm, with that exact combination of Old Spice, good pick, and Suave for men. Why are you doing that? Right down to the cents. The only reason I didn't say anything about it at the time was because I had already replaced my stuff anyway. Cope. That's a lot of cope, dude. You're gonna continue to be victimized. I hate to say it, but completely factual. You could end this all right now. Even just, like, trying to fight him. You don't necessarily have to win, but being willing to fight another dude, like, you take on a new respect for that person, you know? I mean, I don't fight all that often, but the few times that I have, I'm like, all right, we understand each other now. Anyway, OP says, Frank never stopped stealing, however. More recently, about a week ago, Peter brought in donuts for the room to share. His only request was that we saved one for him. Dude, that's a test. Myself and Mike both respected this request, taking 1 and 2 donuts respectfully. Frank ate 9, including the final donut that Peter had specifically asked for. That's about the most horrible thing I've heard. Why is nobody calling him out? Like, I don't understand. So later, when Peter asked who took the last donut, Frank, in his brilliance, decided to try and lie, pinning it on Mike. When he was caught in his lie, Peter also decided to order a pizza, proclaiming that, for the shit he pulled, Frank was the only one who wasn't allowed to have any. Dude, Peter, ultra giga Chad right now. You're never gonna guess what happens next. Frank decides he wants pizza anyways and steals a couple slices while no one is looking. So what you need to do is wrap the pizza in aluminum foil, cause yeah, you could hear that shit. I guess he'd just take the whole foil. A filthy little rat roommate. OP says all of that was bad enough, of course, but I still have yet to tell you about the absolute worst of it. You see, Frank was in the school's MMA club. Oh, see, now pieces falling into place. Frank wanted to prove to everyone how good he was, under the guise of, quote, teaching us how to defend ourselves. So he got physical with us, his most common target being Mike. I'm talking leg locks, headlocks, trying to get us to throw punches, the works. Eventually, he performed 1 headlock too many, and we decided that we've all had enough. Yeah, he's a douchebag. You can't take him physically, that's fine. Wield bureaucracy as a sword. At least you're doing something. It's probably better than the fighting thing, come to think of it. OP says we tried to report Frank and get him removed from our room once before, a few months ago. However, the people in charge didn't do anything because at the time, our issues with him had just boiled down to general disrespect. They didn't see that as a big problem. That is, until 2 nights ago when we reported him again. We filled them in about the general disrespect, as well as the stealing and the violence. When we returned to our dorm after class yesterday, they were packing his stuff up to completely remove him from the campus. Wow, that worked really fast. Why didn't we think of this before, boys? OP says getting him kicked out wasn't our intention. Dude, what? Yeah, get him out, who cares? He's an asshole. Were you friends in any capacity? Because I don't see that. OP says, we just wanted to get him out of our room.
Isn't that the same thing?
Whatever, screw that guy. He's going a different way with his life and good riddance. I think they took specifically the physical violence much more seriously than we anticipated. And that's the thing that they finally decided to do something about. Honestly, that was really the tipping point for me, too. That did come at OP a little bit, but like, poor little guy can't even turn on lights in his room. Because there's this big dude that kicks him around and shit. That's not cool, man. So good. I hope the worst for Frank. And then OP name drops Frank's real name in the next sentence. So, Michael, if you're out there and you see this, fuck you. As I said, getting you kicked out completely was not our intention, but you completely deserved it. I'm glad to never have to deal with your toxic ass ever again. To anyone else seeing this, thanks for hearing me out. I know the story isn't as in-depth or long as others, but it's one that I needed to get out there, if nothing else than to get my grievances out. So again, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why you'd feel bad about that at all. It wasn't my intention. Like, bro, you talked about my girl. I hope you burn to the ground, you know? But I don't know, maybe OP is not an eye for an eye type of person. And generally, I'm not huge on revenge either. Mostly because I'd much rather just handle it in the moment. But like, if we are gonna do the revenge thing, go the whole revenge route, which I think is okay after somebody's kept you in the dark purposefully and bullied you and your friends, you should want to take revenge on that person. That should light a fire in your belly. If not see them suffer, then, you know, surpass them more than you already have. I try not to wish for anybody to suffer personally, but yeah, I'm gonna surpass the hell out of you. I'll be like, oh, you're doing great? That's great. But I'm doing the best ever. And I am. 2023, what a great year. Thank you for rolling with me into 2024. Good Lord. Time flies. And that's why you can't let moments like this slip, OP. See, I brought it all back around. Address more things in the moment and you'll find your life more comfortable in the long term. Less comfortable in the moment, but that's fine. It's a little awkwardness and cringe, like we all get through it, you know? Maybe he does punch you in the eye or something, but then you go and be like, he gave me a black eye, and he goes away forever, so... Problem solved! Let's get into another one. Renaissance Neckbeard. Yes. Bookshop Stray Cat, thanks for coming through. This is my first Reddit post. I'm usually pretty shy, so I just browse or watch video compilations on YouTube, but this fall I had my first Neckbeard experience, so I thought I'd share. Sorry if I format anything weird, I'm learning. We're all learning. It's a constant process. And if that's the case, then you shouldn't have to apologize for your own learning.
I apologize for nothing.
So, to preface all this, a little background information on me is pertinent. I'm in my mid-20s now, but I spent my life, until this past year and a half, very overweight. It impacted my social life, my self-esteem, getting jobs, even my schooling, because at some points, I was too embarrassed to show up for classes. Yeah, isn't it ridiculous that you allowed it to go on for that long? I'm very proud of you for making changes. Finally, with some amazing help and support, I was able to eat healthy and take care of myself. And for the first time, in as long as I can remember, I have felt confident and good about myself. Oh, it's the greatest feeling in the world, isn't it? So this September, I did something I've always wanted to do, but just never been in a place to do so. I dressed up for our local Renaissance Festival. Heck yeah! I'm a big fan of Ren-fairs. I think most nerds should be. If there's one near you, you should go. Be prepared to overpay for things, but definitely go. I got a pewter mug with this dragon on it. It's back in the States, but oh my god, it's beautiful. Anyway, OP says I had admired the costuming and design work people did forever, but would never have fit into or been brave enough to wear any of it. But this year I could. Yes, madam, your bodice. And once thou bosoms are heaved up thusly, wouldst thou not allow me to eat grapes from betwixt them? Yeah, something like that. We've been down this road a couple times. So, I went on a Friday and splurged a little that I had saved up. Hell yeah. On a Ren-fair costume, you're gonna use it every year, right? You are using it every year? Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Probably not actually worth it. Unless you go to Ren-fair. And I came back Saturday with a group of my friends dressed in some incredible pieces from real leatherworkers and designers. Oh, you going big time, huh? I felt so cool. Indulge me. No, I'm with you. I am on board this ride with you right now, OP. Take me back to Ren-fair. I even had a quiver and a bow to complete the ensemble. So sick. So sick. It was really fun. I can't shoot an actual bow, but I'd like to learn. Yeah, that's true. You should build up your skill set.
Girls only want boyfriends who have great skills.
While we were there, much to my surprise, some kids started asking to take pictures with me, which thrilled me, and I was as excited as they were, so I posed very happily. Hell yeah, there's a reason cosplayers do it. They love it. Just ask respectfully. So this is where I'll introduce the cast list. Oh, it's integrated. That's good too. NB, Neckbeard, self-explanatory. R, Ryan, one of my best and oldest friends, one of the people who helped me through the hardest parts of my journey, and the person who knows me better than I know me. Oh, it's just the two people. Okay. I could have figured it out. I was taking pictures with a pair of little girls when this man approached me. I didn't think it was weird. People at the festivals are pretty friendly and they will walk right up to you and strike up conversation. Yeah, it's just like a giant collection of main characters. I don't want to be the main character. I want to slink into the background and people watch. That's what I enjoy best about Ren-fairs. OP says, I did notice that he kind of got really close as I was posing with these little girls to the point where their mom noticed him, thanked me quickly, and walked them away. Yeah, gross, weird. Where's a white knight when you need one, you know? I didn't pick up on anything really strange about him. He was a very large man, but I have a little extra empathy for people struggling with their weight, so it makes me a bit more inclined to be kind. I like that outlook. Counterpoint, be cruel to be kind, you know? You just gotta lay it down really fat. Be like, hey, fat man, back up. I'm taking pictures with these kids. Control the situation. But it's different, you know? I'm not in OP's shoes. I don't know what it's like to live her experience. But as a relatively tall dude, even a schlebby one, I do find that if you take hold like that, most people won't question it. And if they do, well, they're the bad guy anyways, because they were being the creep. The mom saw, right? Anyway, he had a reddish-brown beard and was dressed in a sort of tunic that had a scabbard. Pretty cool looking. I'm really interested in original leather pieces. Dying arts, man. And at least the hilt of a sword. There was a sword in there, I guarantee it. He wasn't ugly, but he didn't look the best groomed, and he sort of leaned down to talk to me, which meant I got a face full of his breath. He had been eating something really garlicky. I mean, that's better than rotting tooth smell, but not by much. If you're gonna go out cruising for chicken, like, you gotta be clean, you know? They'll look under your fingernails. They notice everything.
Women.
As OP demonstrates. I smiled, and I asked if I could help him, and he asked if he could take a picture with me. I could see Ryan giving him a bit of a funny look, but I tend to assume the best intentions of people, so I said, OP, sure. Do you want to do a selfie, or can my friend take it for us? Neckbeard,
Let's do both and see which looks better.
OP, okay. Having fun at the festival? Him, He proceeded to tell me all the events he went to. He had a lot to say, and to be honest, I don't remember all of it, but he mentioned that he hadn't seen me at these before. Oh, and trust me, he would notice. He's the worst kind of creep. OP, this is my first time dressing up for one, so maybe I look different. Him?
You must. I'd have remembered a face like yours. Are you supposed to be Tariel?
OP, I realize now this is a character from the Hobbit movies, but I'd only seen the movie once, and she's not in the book, so I blanked. Yeah, I've read the movies, watched the books, and still don't know who the hell we're talking about, so don't feel too bad. Guess that means I need to read them again. Nope, I only got one life. I can't spend it doing all that again. So Weird Neckbeard Guy says to her,
You come to a Renaissance festival, and you're a girl, and you don't know who Tariel is?
Ryan, I don't know who that is either. So I guess you're the odd man out. Ryan coveted clutch. Neckbeard,
I believe I was speaking to my elfling.
Okay, well this has just gone from bad to worse.
That's it, I'm getting out of here.
Code Red, get the hell out of here. Do you have a signal? Like, brush your shoulder, and then we'll just go. We'll book it to the car. OP, conflict makes me nervous, so I was just trying to hurry the pictures along. At this point, he's really close to me, and has raised his arm to put around my shoulder, and he didn't reek or anything, but I realized that he smelled pretty sharply of BO.
Yeah, he wants you in there, covered in his musk.
I hate that so much. His beard was actually itching my forehead, which made me feel uncomfortable, and Ryan could tell. Ryan,
okay, photo op's over.
Neckbeard,
why don't we all go back to my place after this, and we can watch The Hobbit? I don't live far, and it'll be dark soon.
The dark soon part is not a selling point. You want me alone with this guy in the dark?
You need to do some proper research if you're gonna attend these things, and I'm happy to be your teacher.
Ew, what? Ew. What the fuck did you just say to me? The fact that you'd even suggest that proves to me how disconnected from reality you are. But instead, Ryan just says, nope. Going in clutch every time. OP babbles nervously with a no thank you mixed in. He wouldn't let go of my shoulder and was looking down at me, but I guess I wasn't loud enough. It's another test from the universe. You need to take control of this situation. Do it now.
Just do it!
Neckbeard,
what about you, little elf?
OP says nothing, and Ryan is getting increasingly angry. Neckbeard,
your woke friend doesn't have to come. I know the type.
Dude, what? You just make all these presumptions about a person who really hasn't even had a conversation with you. This is just the worst, most awkward photo op in existence. Next time, we really need a signal. OP says, I go everywhere with her, so sorry. Oh, Ryan's a chick. That's cool. Ryan's a chick name. I think we're gonna meet up with some other friends later, but thank you for the offer. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Neckbeard says,
sweet. I've been looking forward to meet fellow Ren-fairs.
Bro, you are a fucking festering sore. Get away from me. Ryan is visibly cringing now. Photo's done. Get your arm off her now, dude. OP's panicking. Neckbeard,
I will when she asks me to.
OP, anxiety. Ryan, literally, I can see her hyperventilating. Stop. Neckbeard,
she's just shy, can't you tell? Maybe not used to gentlemen approaching her. Don't worry, you're in good hands, little girl.
Dude, that is a horrifying thing that you've just said.
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
My pine is spouter all over again. That's so ridiculous. Does silence seem like consent to you? You're not reading any body language clues here? Again, I say, where are the white knights when you need them? Walk over and kick this man right in the dick with a steel-covered shoe.
Hello, young lady.
The pointy kind, like knights had. Or is that so they don't fall out of the stirrups? Okay, whatever. At this point, I recognize I definitely should have pried him off of me, defended Ryan, and or just left, so I completely admit my fault there. I'm not going to blame you for any of that. Not this time. It is a precarious situation. This is the freeze response. At least you didn't choose to fawn, which I think is another one between fight and flight and freeze. Once he finds a girl who's fawn, she's fucked. They'll get married, he'll find out she's not an end table and has her own ideas and wants, and then she'll end up buried in the desert somewhere. OP says, I've just never been in a situation like that, and I'm both a people pleaser and I get nervous, so I usually have a hard time saying no. And he's also a little physically imposing. It's one of the reasons that Ryan is so protective. Low self-esteem, blah, blah, blah. Please don't judge me too harshly. It's something that I'm actively working on. There. See? That's the difference. That's all we can ask. Thank you so much for working on yourself, for real. When really you boil it down to it, like, most of the people that I'm mean to just don't work on themselves. They actively avoid it. Because it's not fun. It's boring. But it needs to be done. We will make these changes. OP continues, because I'm an idiot, he ends up walking with his arm still around me to an event that we all planned prior to meet at. A joust. Hell yeah, who's gonna miss that? My friends are confused when we arrive with Neckbeard, and before anyone can even ask, he introduced himself as the little elf's escort, at which point Ryan has had enough. Yeah, the cavalry's here. Let's make another run at peeling this fucking weirdo off. Ryan, he actually just invited himself, and OP is too nice to wipe the gum off her shoe. Gum's too nice. Shit off her shoe. Neckbeard,
I don't hear her complaining.
OP, finally, there you go. Get that gumption up. OP says, I don't want to be rude, but I don't really want to be touched, and you did invite yourself along. I'm sorry for not saying something sooner. Neckbeard actually gives me a little shove away at this point.
You let me on.
Here we go. The main character Ren-fairs things. Aren't you glad you're a participant at this show? OP says, well, I'm sorry, but that wasn't my intent. Ryan, her silence doesn't mean she's cool with it. You should remember that with people in the future, because you're gonna piss off a lot of people like that. Neckbeard,
you're making it sound like I harassed her. All I did was be friendly.
Yeah, how nice. Now why don't you go make friends somewhere else, fucko? Nobody who wants you. Ryan, friendly would have been thanking her for the picture and leaving. Neckbeard,
whatever. She's kind of fat anyways.
Oh, God. So is he, as I recall. What the hell? Double standard at work, ladies and gentlemen. And then he left. Literally, just walked off. Moral of the story is, don't be afraid to tell someone if they're making you uncomfortable. Yeah, louder for the people in the back. Ryan said it best. Sometimes people will take your silence to mean that you're okay with something, so you have to speak up for yourself. I have a couple of other stories and encounters from the Ren-fest and a convention that we attended recently, but this was my first, and by the end of it, I think I had learned a pretty good lesson. And the overall experience was still so fun. Can't wait for next year's. Beautiful. I'm glad it wasn't completely ruined for you. There are some creeps at Ren-fair, yes, but most people are pretty chill. Although, some people just get way too deep into it, like this guy. He's making the Ren-fair actively less fun for absolutely everybody. But at least we all know that now he's an a-hole, and hopefully he'll stay away. I think that is a good moral to end the video on. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Like, comment, sub if you would be so kind. Check out the links in the description. On the end card, we're going to link you to some Neckbeard one-offs. Much like these, but in a longer format. I hope you'll enjoy it. And of course, thank you as always for watching, my friends. Always remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye. Go ahead and cut them open. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be